Okay, so welcome to Maximizing Your Summer. This workshop will cover internships, professional development, volunteering, opportunities, and so much more. So does anyone here already have any plans for the summer? If you would like to share, feel free to share in the chat. Just work,
A
yes.
lot of people are saying work.
Yeah, that's reality for many of us. 3 classes, continued volunteering, possible mentoring in the bridge program. Oh, wow, that's a lot.
You are very busy.
Yes, starting your own side business, work and visiting family, summer classes. Oh, that's nice of you. All having plans for the summer. It's approaching soon. Maybe summer classes. Okay, so. So what do you all think what the purpose is of summer? So what is summer to you all? If you can, please share in the chat. So maybe for some of us, the purpose of summer could be taking a break since we're so busy with schoolwork and many of us are attending school while also working at the same time. And I know how hectic it could be. Like how Chris said, resetting. Yes, that's definitely a purpose to summarize. Okay. So I will pass it along to Michelle, which she will cover professional development and career readiness.
Alrighty, so well, we already said the title of this section, so we can woo. Okay, so the first thing we're going to cover is locating internships because summer is a big time for internships. So this will mainly apply for next year because most internships that you apply to, they're going to ask for you to apply like 3 or 4 months in advance. So if you ever want to apply for a summer internship, definitely check them out. January, even November or December. I know for the NCIS summer internship that they have, you have to apply for the summer in November, I think. So yeah, there's a big gap between applying and then the summer. To locate internships, you can contact Claudia Siha. She works at the Career Development Center. She is the internship coordinator. You can also access the link. We'll post these slides onto Canvas, so all these links, all these resources you can refer back to. But yes, Claudia Siha, she's very friendly, very sweet, and she is our internship coordinator. There's also multiple other sources that you can use to find internships. You can use, so we already mentioned the Career and Development Center. That's a big place for internships. They also announce them on their website. Other than that, there are like community resources that you can also refer to. Job fairs, like it stated, are not only limited to Fresno State, so you can look in community places. I know that LinkedIn will post like a lot of job fairs and stuff or announcements, and you can like look at them through zip codes so you can find ones near you. Hire Fresno State is also a great way to find internships. Higher Fresno State will direct you to like different companies. You can also look at companies in different states. You can look at ones that are near you. And then there is a link that we included for Higher Fresno State. And at the end of this presentation, we are going to go more in depth into Higher Fresno State and show everyone how to access it, because a lot of people, a lot of students have a hard time like figuring out how to access it and how to use it. So this is a little snippet of how to step by step how to access Higher Fresno State. It's through your Fresno State portal, and then it's instead of through the homepage, you have to like go all the way to the right, and it will go to campus systems, and under campus systems there will be the Higher Fresno State icon. If you're a new user, you'll have to create your account. Alumni, there's a different process, but we're all current students, so we don't really need to bother with that step. And then again, we'll be going more in depth into the Higher Fresno State, like how to do, what is it called? Oh my gosh, Leslie, I need your brain. When you like input certain things
Yeah.
and
So, by the end of the workshop, it will be optional, but we could share screen and show you all step by step on how to access Higher Fresno State, where you could locate internships and job opportunities.
oh, it was filters. I was thinking of the word filters. So there's a lot of different filters on Higher Fresno State that we can show you what they do and how to use them. So these are some upcoming career development opportunities. Of course, we have tomorrow we have the Human Services Career and Internship Fair that's on Fresno State campus. If you're free during that time, I highly encourage you to check it out. I went to my first, I hate to say this, but I went to my first career fair this year, and it was amazing. So I highly encourage everyone to attend more career fairs. I will definitely be attending more career fairs in the future. And then other than Fresno State, we also have some local ones or community ones. We have the Dinuba Healthcare Job Fair. That's also tomorrow. We have the Meet the Professionals. That's going to be at Fresno State again, and that's going to be May 1st. And then I've noticed that a lot of like, since we're in a digital age now, some career fairs are virtual. So they're like very easily accessible. So Visalia is having one, it's a virtual job fair, and that one's going to be in May 9th. So this is more going into locating internships. So this is more campus based. If you join clubs, campus organizations, and staying up to date on college announcements and stuff like that, a lot of places will announce internships. Some of the clubs that I know of that frequently announce internships would be HCOP, which is the focus is on health careers, and then there's ANAPSI, which is more criminology based, and then HPP is a subset of HCOP. They're also health careers. LSAMP would be STEM careers. RISE is research careers. And then there's CASA, which HCOP and HPP are a part of CASA, but CASA stands for Center for Access to Science for All. So they're a big one for science internships if you're a STEM major by chance. But yeah, other clubs on campus, like the Geo Club, I know they announce some internships sometimes, but clubs are a great way to get involved on top of getting access to internships. So has anybody gone to the Career and Development Center before? Oh, yes, Fiona, I did hear about the tobacco research. That's actually really cool. Anybody gone to the Career and Development Center? Maybe they didn't use the services there, maybe they just used the clothing portion of it. because they also have a clothing closet for professional wear where you can get free professional clothing. Okay, Charles, quick tour. Yep, yep. Guadalupe, I highly encourage you to. It's a really cool resource. Oh, that's great, Fiona, that they helped you with an on-campus interview. Not yet. No, I have not. That's okay. You can always do it in the future. Yeah, we can go to the next one. So, professional training. I feel like professional training often gets overlooked, but it looks really, really great on resumes. So if you can get like a certificate of some sort, or if you want a little bit more experience into a possible career field you're interested in without like dedicating your entire major to it, it's a getting exploring different certificates is a great way to do that. It also shows diversity on your resume if you have different certificates involving different subjects. So for online resources, you can go to classcentral.com and they're kind of like an overall resource of like try this page or this page. And I've the ones that I liked on Class Central were the Google ones, and then there was LinkedIn certificates. There's also some certificates that are sponsored by Stanford. And some of them are free, but you have to be careful because some of them are you can access the training for free, but then to receive the certificate, you have to pay for the certificate. So be wary of that. And then there was also Future Learn. I think they mainly have like they're like into educational side of things. So if you want to become a teacher or something like that. And then through Fresno State, this one, you can you can earn a 12-unit certificate. You can do it in one semester. I personally, in May, I'll be receiving the victim services certificate. But yeah, there's like a bunch of different certificates. You can complete it in a semester, although like you will have to, if you're paying for the courses or something and you don't have financial aid, then that can be like a very, very spendy way to get a certificate. But if you happen to have like a fee waiver or something like that, I highly encourage people to check out the Fresno State certificates. And then Fresno State, I just learned about this. Fresno State also offers job simulations. It's through forage.com and they're completely free for Fresno State students. And you get to experience like different aspects of a possible career before obviously like applying and being a part of that career. So it's really cool if you have like multiple different interests in careers and you want to like see which one you vibe with the most or which one you enjoy the most. So that I think I'll be checking that out soon too. So and then we also have summer jobs because summer is a big time for internships as well as seasonal jobs. We have some listed here for summer internships. We have a camp counselor, we have seasonal work like a winery worker, and then we also have like tutoring specialists and stuff like that. Those are like big ones during the summer. Um, you can also find like part-time or seasonal work through Hire Fresno State. And you can also find it through like a lot of different resources, obviously, but I feel like the most direct and clear-cut path would be to use Hire Fresno State, which we'll touch on later. And then we're going to move on to volunteer positions. This is probably my favorite section, and I love volunteering, so let's get into it. So, locating volunteer opportunities. A lot of them are community-based. Nonprofits are always looking for volunteers, in my experience. And then I would also highly suggest that if you're going to volunteer, get involved with something you enjoy, because volunteering in a subject or organization that you don't support or enjoy is going to make the whole experience super miserable. But some of the places I've heard about and I'm also interested in volunteering at would be the Marjorie Mason Center. They are a domestic violence shelter. And then there's also Shinzen Friendship Garden, and they need volunteers to like help with the bonsais and also just to like clean up the park and stuff, which sounds really relaxing and nice. And then there's also the Insight Garden program for anybody that's interested in criminology careers or just wants to get involved into like a really good program. So the Insight Garden program, they're mainly based at the Avenal prison, but they also travel to different facilities, and you get to work alongside incarcerated people and teach them how to garden, and you garden with them. And yeah, if you plan on working in a prison facility in the future, this is a great way to get a foot in there and kind of check out the culture that's there and the work environment. And then there is, oh, the Fresno Mission. And I specifically, oh, thank you, Fiona. So Fiona said there's a lot of pre-health volunteer opportunities at Valley Children's and Hines Hospice. Oh, I really like Hines Hospice too. Thank you, Fiona. Oh yeah, okay, so City Center is a really cool community resource, and I want to get involved in there too as well. But it's like a one-stop shop for like all resources in the community. So if you're ever like struggling with something, like City Center is there for you. They help with housing, they help with food, they help with clothing. They can get you connected to more resources through social services. They can help you get onto like healthcare. It's a really, really cool place. And you can tour it too. So if you're interested in it and you don't want to volunteer, you can always take a tour of the facility. Oh, wait. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Can you go back real quick? Sorry. Okay. You can locate other opportunities at justserve.org. You just enter your zip code and it will show you like all the places that are looking for volunteers. Leticia said, how do you go about getting involved in the Insight Garden program? Who do you contact? So I'm going to fix the link, but if you go to that link, it'll take you right to the volunteer page and you fill out a volunteer form. And then if you need more help, I can I can reach out to you personally if you're really interested in that as well. I'll make a note. But yes, one of the women who works on this actually was served on the wellness served at the health center. We did like a little gardening activity with her during the wellness retreat. So okay, I'm good now. Okay, resume building tips and tricks. So, number one, master resume. And a master resume is all of your experiences, skills, and positions. Because this is extremely useful. When you are applying to different jobs, or sometimes you need a resume for internships and stuff, you only want to include your relevant experience, which obviously isn't going to be everything that you've done. So the master resume you can like copy and paste from to make a specific curated resume for the position that you're applying for. And then other than that, I've gotten my resume corrected by the Career and Development Center. And the big notes that they had was always keep it to a page, because a lot of employers nowadays use like a scanning service. So they're not actually looking at your resume, they're sticking it into a scanner. It's scanning for like keywords and skills, and then they're moving on. If it's more than a page and it doesn't If it's like multiple pages, they may not even scan it at all. So, oh yeah, and then also professional training, that looks really good on resumes, which is why we covered it in this workshop. But yeah, it's a super easy method to boost your resume and also to increase your skills, to diversify your resume, to make you stand out. And then there's also getting involved. It's kind of like a lot of employers nowadays want you to be kind of like a Renaissance person where you have like all these different experiences and you're a little bit of everything in a way. So getting involved in clubs, academic programs, volunteer positions, research, depending on what career you're going into, are all ways you can gain experience while also boosting your resume. And then last but not least, get it proofread. Get it, you can go to the Career and Development Center. You can also refer to friends or like professionals that you know in the field. Have them look over your resume before submitting that final paper. And then for more resume guides, you can go to that link. It will take you to the Career Center, specifically the resume section, because fun fact, I didn't know this until like last semester. There's specific ways to set up your resume depending on what career you're going into. So there's a specific one for psychology, there's a specific one for social work. So yeah, keep that in mind. All you, Leslie.
Okay, so now we are going to be covering the topics of educational development. So for those who mentioned that plan on taking summer courses, here are just quick reminders of the type of course that you will be taking, any student fees, like where you could access that. So for all of them, you could access through your student accounts. Here are some reminders for your first payment deadline, your cancellation for non-payment, last day to obtain tuition adjustment, student aid and grants. So unfortunately, I found out that here, what is it called? It is a grant aid that is usually offered, the provost grant aid, I think that's what it's called, is typically offered for the summer, and they usually cover one course for free. Unfortunately, that grant aid won't be available for this summer year. So I remember some of you mentioned you are enrolled in summer courses, and then some are thinking of enrolling. So we could skip that one. So for test preparation, since finals are coming up, try to develop good study habits. So try not to cram everything in the night before. Read your assignments carefully, review your notes more often, plan out your study guides. Don't always rely on your professor. So I noticed lately with a lot of my classes, my professors, they don't provide any study guides, and it makes it more challenging when you are going to take a test and an exam that covers a big portion of your grade. So remember not to cram everything the night before, as you are less likely to retain needed information you need for the test, as you will also increase your stress levels. Avoid solely supplementing your study the day before the test. Again, the reminder. Don't be scared to ask for help. Don't hold yourself back from asking for any aid from anybody that you could get. So create a online or in-person study group, clarify your confusion with your professor, or attend tutoring. Something that is common within my classes is that I notice a lot of my peers, when they have a question or confused on a future assignment, they don't ask the professor and they ask peers, which is totally okay. But sometimes if you don't understand it, there might be other students who might not understand the instructions or need further clarification. So it's always nice to ask your professor, whether it's before class, during class, or after class, just for any clarification, because since they are the ones assigning your assignments, they will be the ones who 100% know the answer. So for any tutoring services available, the Learning Center is located in the library. Uh, and then we also offer walk-ins and one-on-one tutoring appointments through Zoom or in person. So my last tip would be study habit ideas. So try to figure out what materials is the test going to cover. You could try to figure this out by asking your professor, or if they have a list on modules. Sometimes I notice that they do that. They don't provide technically a study guide, but they do list you with what the test will be covering. Create and look over your notes and list any questions that you may still have. Therefore, you could ask your professor when you get a chance. Reread and annotate any readings related to the test. So something I like to always advertise is, if you are able, annotate your notes and your readings on your book if it is yours, or if it's not, you could always have sticky notes and write your notes if your test is based on any readings. And last but not least, always attend class if you are able. Even if your classes are optional to attend, it is important to always attend, just in case you miss any instructions or tips from your professor. So practice tests. So for many of us, we do need to take tests to become certified in certain areas. So I know for multiple subject teachers or single subject teachers, they will be needing to take the CSET. So these are not just for teachers, but also for nursing and additional routes that you plan on going. You could find practice tests online just by looking it up on Google. So on your own, remember to look up the requirements for your career. Any career that requires a license, then most likely there is a test that you will need to take. And if any of these tests sound familiar to you, we will update this presentation on campus and you could refer to the links. So for study groups, spend more time with your peers, be more accountable for studying time. Um, Study groups is also a form of creating new friendships. You can discover new study areas. That's how I actually figured out the Teachers Resource Center. Um, and increase your communication skills, or for the library as well. And at the RSU, you could book a room if you would like to be individual. There's also single rooms. There are rooms, I believe, that offer computer use. And so you could also do that if the library tends to get busy, especially during finals. So for your personal statement, what is a personal statement? A personal statement, which may also be called a statement of purpose or letter of intent, is a special type of writing sample about yourself. So here, for your personal statements, they will all be different depending on what you're applying or writing to. So make sure to study the prompt because not all personal statements are created the same. Different programs will require different personal statements, so do not submit the same personal statement for every application. Remember to be specific. So similar to a resume, be as specific about your experiences and goals as possible. Along with the prompt, make sure to research the program. So include program specific materials such as class, faculty member, or core value that you are interested in. for your personal statement to stand out, you can get involved. So how we mentioned with jobs, volunteer opportunities, and internships, even clubs, they are all good and draw attention to your personal statement. And lastly, make sure to get it proofread. So seek the help of a writing tutor or faculty member that you are comfortable with sharing your writing. And any additional tips, you can um, click the link or refer to the Fresno State personal statement. So for scholarships, Fresno State offers many scholarships from different areas. There are also scholarships within our community. So big companies like Coca-Cola, our banks, professional organization, online resources, and of course, program on campus. So even for fast food, I have a friend who often gets a KFC every semester a scholarship, which helps a lot, especially since tuition is growing and FAFSA is getting a little bit more challenging to apply for. And you could also refer to FastWeb or any um, sites that offer scholarships. And you could on Google or on a web browser, just look up scholarship opportunities for college students or whatever level you are in. Because I know some of them exclude scholarships for college students and focus on high school students. And here I will pass it back to Michelle.
Hi. Okay, I wanted to address some stuff in the chat real quick. Does anybody know if the Career and Development Center is open during the summer? I know a lot of campus organizations are open during the summer, they just have certain summer hours. If anybody knows that, would you please put it into the chat? And then I also wanted to highlight, somebody asked, Fiona mentioned the Pomodoro's time study method. I use it myself. It's extremely useful tool. And somebody asked what it is. Fiona, I hope you don't mind, but I'm gonna read what you put so everybody can get it. Awesome, thank you, Fiona. Okay, so it's a method where you set a timer to sit and study for a specified amount of time, then take a break for a specified amount of time. Usually it's like for 25 minutes of work, a 5-minute break. During breaks, you have to get up and have a change in scenery, not just sitting at the same spot you're working. You do this cycle for 3 to 4 times, then take a longer break. Times vary for each person, but there's timers on apps and YouTube, which is what Fiona put in the chat if you guys want to check that out. It's a really great study method. Thank you so much, Fiona. Okay, now we're at self-care. You can go forward. All right, so I feel like a lot of people, when they think of self-care, they instantly go like skincare. Self-care is a lot more than just skincare. There's like different types of self-care, as we've put up here. There's physical, emotional, social, spiritual, personal, space, financial, work. These are all different types of self-care that can greatly reduce stress in someone's life. But yeah, there's examples of all the different types. I would definitely check those out and maybe start engaging in some of them into your like implementing some in your weekly or daily schedules. We're good, yeah. Okay, so this is a two-part thing. These are my self-care rituals. And then on the next slide, we're going to ask all of you to share. So if you want to start thinking of how you practice self-care and you feel comfortable with sharing it, please put it in the chat. But for physical care, I go pretty basic because I feel like it's the one I struggle with the most. So brushing my teeth, eating a good meal, listening to my body. Listening to my body is a big one. I feel like a lot of college students don't listen to their body enough. Like if you're hungry, then have a snack. If you need to use the restroom, use the restroom. I've talked to a lot of my friends who are also in college, and they like have to like focus on finishing assignment before they go to the bathroom. And I'm like, no, listen to your body. For mental care, I really like engaging in my hobbies, which is crocheting. I also like to spend time with my friends and pets and utilizing counseling services. So, as Fresno State students through the Student Health Center, there's free counseling. Like, you don't have to pay for it. I will say sometimes it's difficult to make appointments because it's a heavily used resource, but it's a resource that you can check out nonetheless. And then for spiritual care, I really like journaling, just kind of putting my thoughts down for the day or like doing free writes where I just like write what's on my mind. They're great to refer back to see kind of how you're progressing or how certain weeks went or certain months. Also big fan of me time. I love time to myself. Um, I think it's a great way to just learn more about myself and see what I like and yeah, what am I putting out there, you know? And then I also really like listening to music, especially the cello. So next slide. Hope you guys were thinking about self-care rituals. So how do you all practice self-care? If you want to, you can put it in the chat. Okay, Fiona said fantasy audiobooks and coloring. I like that too. So when I'm crocheting, I'll listen to an audiobook. I like the staying physical, but also like hearing something. Anybody else? No pressure. Word searches. Daniela said word searches. I also really like word searches. Or crossword puzzles and stuff. Sudoku. Love Sudoku. Marissa loves to read, cook, and journal. Aw, I like that too. I like to bake myself. Reading a novel. Yes. Okay. We can go to the next slide. But if you guys still want to put stuff in there, feel free to. Oh, Charles said taking a walk with my family. I also like taking walks, new hobbies, new ideas. Yes, using music, that's a good point, Charles. Using music to help process emotions is extremely helpful. Okay, we got Wendy, reading, walking with friends, pets, and cooking. Same, Wendy. Jennifer, you put skincare. Yes, skincare is extremely important and it's relaxing. All right, so um for self-care, I also put exploring the community because in my own journey of self-care, I really got involved into community things and like going to local businesses and just making connections and seeing what's out there. So these are some of the ones that I've been to that I really enjoy. So there's Sour Milk, that's in Tower District. It's a small business that has like sometimes it'll do like local artists and stuff. They're a big part of Art Pop. Yoshi Now is a vintage store. They always have really cool stuff. Shinzen Friendship Garden, you can also volunteer there. But yeah, it's like a Japanese garden that you can walk around. It's very relaxing. Ta Dig is a local Persian restaurant. Extremely delicious. Try the pistachio ice cream if you go. Okay. And then we just have some more community stuff. We have forestry, underground gardens. I haven't gone there yet, but I want to. We have the Parisian Bakery, that's in downtown Clovis. Downtown Clovis is really cute if you ever want to go on a walk. We have a Roz Bakery, and we also have Gazebo Gardens. Gazebo Gardens actually, so it's like a nursery, but they also do like community shows and stuff. So they often have food trucks and like performers there as well. And you get to just sit in the nursery and watch a really cool performance or eat some food truck food, which is always nice. Hobbies. I feel like hobbies is a very, very big part of self-care because it's kind of like time we set aside for ourselves to do something that we enjoy. So I have lots and lots of pictures of hobbies here. We have like photography, play, oh, sorry, archery, watching movies, gardening, baking, reading, video games. Yeah, all that jazz. Love hobbies. Okay, we're good. Okay, family time and personal time are both super duper important. Um, but I feel like a lot of students, because as students we're balancing a lot and we might dedicate too much of ourselves. We might give away too much of ourselves. So I do really want to emphasize like don't ever feel guilty for taking time for yourself or setting aside time for yourself. And on the right, I kind of listed some stuff that students are often balancing, which includes like work, their social life, friendships, volunteering, school, family, like all of that can it's a lot. It's a lot to balance, it's a lot to do. So always make sure that you're setting aside time just to decompress, to de-stress and take care of yourself. And then traveling. So I've listed some popular places and also like how far away they are from Fresno State University. We have like the coastal line, which is about like 2 hours and 40 minutes from here. One of the great things about being in Fresno is like we're in the middle of everything. So we also have the mountains and hills, like we're an hour away from Yosemite. Um, there's like Three Rivers, Sequoia, San Joaquin River. Those are all really popular places. And then I also put other fun places. So in Bakersfield, there's Lavender Field. Um, that was funny to say, Bakersfield, Lavender Field. But they have like You Pick Lavender, which is really cool. There's also Great America. There's Gilroy Gardens, which those are near like San Francisco Hayward area, and Casa de Fruto, which is also in that general area as well. Ian said we also have Tower Fest this weekend. I don't know if you're interested in Tower Fest. I can't go because I'm gonna be out of town, which sucks, but check out Tower Fest.
Okay. So thank you, everybody. We hope that you enjoyed this workshop, and found it helpful. Remember to follow us on Instagram if you do have an account, to always be up to date with any trio updates and news. To access our SSSP and SSSV Instagram usernames, they are listed down here. And remember that the trio office will be open during the summer, Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30. And also as a reminder, um, if you would like to stick around, we could show you step by step on how to access Higher Fresno State. But if not, then I hope you all have a lovely day and wish you all luck for finals.
Oh, and also make sure your first and last name is in the chat to receive credit.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you for
Thank
attending,
you for all.
guys.
Okay, I am going to get started on how to access Fresno State.
Yeah, the higher presidency.
Yes, let's see. I'm trying this. Okay, so on a web browser, you are going to go into, oops. Oh, here we go. So go to My Fresno State portal. You sign in here. And here I already have my username and password. So you would just input yours. And then, okay, cool. So can you all see that just fine? Okay. So on the left top corner, you have My Homepage tab. You will click that, Access Campus Systems. So if you scroll down, you see Higher Fresno State as another tab. You click that. And then on the left side, you have a toolbox. You go to Job Search. And then here, like Michelle mentioned earlier, you could do many filters. So if you're looking for an internship or a part-time job, a seasonal job, you could all access that here. If you're looking for an on-campus job on the keywords, what I usually do is I just type in the location, which is Fresno State. And then here you get a student assistant, front office, and you get many options for you to find internships and job opportunities. When you click here, let me see if I can try. When you click here, the requirements for every job is different. So some of them will ask for you to fill in an application that is through another link. Sometimes you could apply through Higher Fresno State directly. So it all depends. Just make sure, again, to read all your information and see if everything works out for you. And just keep an eye out. Usually, Higher Fresno State is very good with this, but just keep an eye out on any job search sites for scams because there has been scams out there just to keep your personal information safe. So, are there any questions or any additional comments anybody has about Higher Fresno State and how to access it? Okay, well, I hope you all have a lovely day and we will be ending the workshop. So, okay. If I exit out, the workshop will be saved, right? Like the recording?
In the recording real quick.
Oh, I see.